So, pardon me. Now, Dick, unfortunately, a sad note struck today. You've had a fatality on the mountain.
Unfortunately, Andrew, that's what happens sometimes around here. It's one of those sort of racetracks. It's very fast, and you can't afford to have anything go wrong with your car, and that's obviously what happened, and the poor guy had it go wrong at the worst possible place.
Yeah, now your son Steve is racing in this. It's going to be a father versus son thing. Do you worry for his safety?
Well, not really. I think he's fairly aware of what's going on. He's been around this game ever since he was born, so he realises the dangers that are involved. But honestly, Andrew, it's safer than a lot of other sports. It's no different to many of them, actually.
Yeah, I don't suppose there's many fatalities in swimming, are there, Kieran?
Crack your head on that wall a bit hard, you never know. But...
you could OD on chlorine, you never know.
Dick, you're swimming it, mate. You don't drink it. It's a good thing you drive cars, let me tell you. What if your son beats you?
What if he does?
Yeah.
Well, he'll have to find somewhere else to live.
Ah, that good old sporting Aussie spirit. Now, there are two different lots of prize money happening this year. I understand Brocky's up for an extra 100,000 if he wins. Do you guys feel happy about that?
Who are you talking about?
Peter Brock, 9 times winner, if he wins the 10th time.
Well, if he wins the 10th time, he's got to get round me first.
Well, you're very difficult to get around, as I remember last year someone went through you.
Yeah. That's literally. But I tell you what, Andrew, it wouldn't matter if they could put up $2 million for me to win this race. There's not a damn thing I could do that I could do better, I don't think.
It strikes me as being incredibly frustrating. You put in, you must have put in, what, several hours of work for this race already. You've got millions of dollars worth of gear there, and one tiny thing can go wrong. I mean, your hair could be out of place and you don't finish the race.
I'm not worried about my hair, I can tell you.
Oh, no, you shouldn't be, actually. Do you know that's all his own hair, Kieran? No, sorry, I'm hogging the interview. Kieran, you're a rev head yourself. Is there anything you want to ask Dick, or any advice you can give him?
I've got no advice. I want to know if he'll take me around the track in his car tomorrow, though.
Mate, if you're here one of these days, I'll take you around any time you like.
Oh, well, you're on, that's for sure.
What about on Sunday?
On Sunday? I tell you, that's what you call a handicap. Like, if he wants to tow a balloon behind him, it'd be fine in the 1500, wouldn't it?
Do you find that hard, talking into the race cam while you're driving? I mean, surely it must affect your concentration slightly.
Well, if you're on the other end of the microphone, I'd find it fairly difficult, I think.
No, I'd just say things like, so how's it going there, Dick? Oh, my God, watch out!
Actually, Andrew, to be quite honest, the last I remember when you drove the car around here yourself, you did a great job.
Yeah, I know. You're still scraping bits of several people off the walls there, as I recall. Now, Dick, can you explain this to me, or maybe you can, Kieran? Holdens and Fords, as far as I can tell, they're just motor cars, for Christ's sake. What is so much better about a Ford than a Holden? I don't get it.
FORD, it stands for first on race day.
Not bad.
You knew that one.
Yeah. Kieran, are you a Holden or a Ford man, or
no,
neither?
Not particularly.
Because somebody gives him a Toyota, that's why.
Yeah. No, Dick, please, Mazda, get it right.
So far you've lost the brute sponsorship.
It's half Ford if it's a Mazda anyway.
What's that?
Hey?
It's half Ford if it's a Mazda anyway.
I thought you said it's cardboard if it's a Mazda. That's a bit bloody rude. Dick, your son, his first time race on Sunday, how nerve-wracking is it to... First time big race, how nerve-wracking is it on the starting grid for your first race?
Well, I suppose he's not actually going to start the race. I think Alan Grice will do that because, you know, these members of Parliament are like, they can do anything.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's actually going to start the race, but the second stint he'll do and another couple of stints during the day.
Yeah. Do you remember your first big race? What it was when you were on the grid for the first time?
I sure do.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I still feel the same in every race I go in. That's about the only common thing there is, I think. The amount of nerves you have before each race.
What do you do to deal with the nerves?
Nothing.
Yeah, what do you do to deal with nerves, Kieran?
I go to the toilet a few times and walk around a bit.
Is this outside the pool or inside the pool?
Outside the pool.
Dick, how much of a lottery is it at the start? That seems to me to be the worst bit of the race.
Well, it all depends which end of the grid you're at, I suppose.
Yeah.
But if you're up the front, it's not so bad, provided you get a decent start.
Did I happen to mention I'm starting the race on Sunday too?
Oh, you're waving the flag,
I
are you?
am.
Oh, Dick, here's your chance.
Oh, well, you can wave the flag to Brock, but I got the lights going for us.
So you're actually the celebrity starter.
That is true.
Have they given you special instruction about what you've got to do?
I'm sure I'll find out about that on Sunday, but flick a switch is probably as hard as it'll get.
You know, but I'd fool them. I'd kind of go, maybe, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Dick, I've forgotten entirely what I was going to... Do you want to ask Dick something? I was going to ask you something. Oh, no, that's right. You want to be a stand-up comedian. I read in an interview.
You've got to be joking.
No, you said in an interview recently you want to be a stand-up comedian.
No, I think I actually said that if I wasn't racing cars, about the next best thing I could think of doing is try and make people laugh.
Well, you do make people laugh, actually, with your commentary.
Yeah, well,
pretty good. No, and I mean that... I don't mean
they
that...
only got to look at me, actually.
Are there any good racing driver jokes doing the circuit?
Mate, the ones that I know you wouldn't want to hear.
I don't know about that. What do you reckon?
We can try.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know whether you heard what Stevie Wonder said when somebody gave him a cheese grater.
What?
He said it's the most violent book I've ever read.
You can't say that about cheese graters in the 90s, Dick.
Mate, I don't care.
Thanks, mate. Look, all the best on Sunday. I'm sure Kieran will give you a favourable wave of the flag or flick of the lights.
Do that. I'll do that.
And remember, drive safely.
I will.
Thanks, Dick.
Thanks, Andrew.
Take it easy. See you.